Alright, it's currently 7:01. I, Matthew Mitchell, call this meeting to order. Present with us are Commissioner Jones, Anton, and De Palma. We're missing Commissioner Morrell is working, was unable to kind of make this makeup meeting. We're also missing Marlon. He's teaching a class this evening. This is what worked for the rest of us. So, it's a short agenda. We'll try to get through this quickly. I did the roll call. I don't see any citizens for citizens comments.
My kids aren't here to tell you the words, so you're welcome.
Right.
Sadly. Moving on to the approval of the minutes from our last board meeting on September 14th.
Move approval of September 14th, 2023 minutes.
A second.
Any discussion? All right. All those in. Do we do a roll call vote?
We don't anymore.
Out of this. All right. So all those in favor of approving the minutes?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes unanimously. The commissioners here. Moving on to agenda item 5, approval of the bills. I met with Marlon today to walk through his report and the bills. So if there's a motion and a second, I can kind of talk through the unusuals.
A motion to approve, discuss or approve the bills?
Approve the bills.
Approve the bills, motion to approve the bills.
Second.
Alright, so going over the bill summary, we talked about this before, but the district's in the middle of kind of moving between phone operators.
Yes.
And so everything on here is kind of part of that, along with the when you get to AT&T, except for the $2,391 which Marlon's contesting. He was promised that
We're gonna get a credit back for it.
that would get waived.
Yeah.
Bozeman construction on here is listed as 0. If you go into the real details, it was for the front door. A check was issued, lost in the mail, and reissued.
And front doors cost $7,000. That's crazy.
A little shocking.
I think because it has the what's it called? The panic bar. I think there's something about it that's a little more complicated than
Okay.
State Police's background checks. These private names: Ms. Jackson, Jackover, Kuzma. Refunds. Now do you know what John McHugh and Friends is?
That's our concert for Fall Frenzy.
Okay. Government. National Law, gas.
I have one more in here that he gave me a note about.
What's that?
The Stratus is high because that is for 2 months worth of cleaning.
Okay.
I guess we missed their invoice in August, so that's for the month of August and October.
Okay. Any other questions or comments on the bills? All right. All those in favor of approving the bills?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes unanimously. Moving on to petty cash. I guess we'll start again with a motion in a second, and then we can discuss it.
I move to approve.
Second.
The total on the summary differs from the total on the detail. I don't know why. But the amount that I need to work with is the detail one. So if the motion could specifically reference the 2,350.81.
Where does it?
Jerry, I see
the same numbers.
I see the same numbers too.
I printed this out from the digital packet that was online. Is the packet here different than what we posted online?
I'll check it out.
Maybe
Maybe grab one from here.
I mean, I see what you're talking about. It looks like the Vista print.
she must have changed it since she sent me the
No, no,
PDFs for the
cards are on
packet.
there.
In this packet, I don't have a detail report
Here's a detail. You want this one?
for petty cash.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's not in this packet here.
nobody wants you to know about it.
Blind and missing something. Oh, there it is, okay. I don't know why I missed it, but I did. Oh, it's out of sequence, that's why. I'm looking for it after. It's usually before. Okay.
All right, so the amount we're talking about is $2,387.81. Everybody's on the same page about that?
Yep.
Great.
But you're saying the one on the website is wrong?
Yes.
So I need to change that. Okay.
The detail report
I
is
need her
different.
to send me the
Detail
correct
report
one.
online is
Okay,
2,350 and 81 cents.
got it.
Marlon asked me to tell the board, acknowledge that we spend a lot more on Amazon than we usually do. However, we're in the market for a laptop computer, and we're able to buy one for $999 as opposed to $1,500
Prime Day.
Prime Day. So,
I used it all week last week while I was gone on my trip.
What kind?
It's an Apple Air. It
Nice.
syncs up with all the stuff, so that's nice.
FedEx, Home Depot. Yeah, that's the only real unusual. Any other questions or comments? All right, all those in favor of passing the petty cash motion for $2,387.81?
Hi.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes unanimously. Moving on to monthly reports. Let's go over a couple things from Marlon's report. Item 2, he applied to become a Kaboom partner,
That's
a
cool.
national nonprofit that kind of does like community organizing to get parks built. Marlon has some experience with it. He's had some real good experiences with that. Yeah. I'm
Did he
interested.
say, would they be building new parks or replacing current parks?
They would replace it. So
This is just the one right in this building one?
we well, yeah, he has there's stipulations. They have stipulations as to like location or whatever. Ideally, what we're trying to do is get this circuit replaced with a new one.
Okay.
They do it in a day. So they come out, they
And they're so
excavate,
cool. They're
they
really cool.
they tear it down, build up the whole new thing, and they do it all within like 24 hours. So this play circuit is the next one that needs to go. It's the oldest in line. So but if there's some kind of the space there might not work for them, so in which case I think he's looking at the tot lot at Elks. I believe next to the one next to the gardens. So
Cool.
yeah.
We will get a Kubota delivered by the end of this month, prior to hopefully any snow.
We'll see.
We're gonna do that efficiency meeting next board meeting. It originally was scheduled for today, but we pushed it because Marlon's not gonna be here. Youth in the Parks did a great job. We talked about AT&T phones. He's going to IAPD Legal Symposium, and we got a $150 gift card from Liberty Home and Garden.
Nice.
This is a wild one. The new partner program with Little Beans closing, we're acquiring new classes from Fit for Mom.
Oh, that's
Is
mine.
that you?
That's
Yeah.
my report.
Sorry.
You can. It's fine. Go for it.
Where is this?
That's news to me.
Okay, that's Natalie's. But
Oh yeah, because it's mine's just on the back of his, I guess.
My little beans closed.
Yeah.
I would like to buy the building. I'm just gonna say that.
But apparently it needs like
A lot
a
of work.
lot of work, and that's why they
Oh.
closed, right? Because it needs like a new roof, and there's like all this other stuff.
There's a lot of leaking. So it's owned, the owner has rented to Little Beans for the last like 13 years because they have not been able to fix the roof issue. They did not want to continue on with the contract with them, so they didn't renew. So I think the owners are looking to like just sell the building outright to somebody else or find like a 10-year contract agreement, in which case they would probably fix the roof. So we went over there and I gave Marlon a tour. It's just like, it's a rec center.
Yeah.
And like we talk about new spaces all the time and we don't want to take away our green space. And it's like,
Right.
that's a rec center across from Lighter Park. Like it's just kind of perfect
Yeah, it's
location.
great.
It
Yeah.
used to be a drugstore.
Right.
Really?
Yeah, that's why it
It's
has
like
the
an
drive-through,
Osco.
right?
Yes. Then it sat empty for years and years.
What are they
Um,
asking for it?
I don't know. I'm hoping Marlon
I
looks
heard
Are
at
they?
it.
Is Little Beans taking all their like structures?
I
and stuff?
think they probably will. I think that they probably will. They said they're not going to like relocate or go somewhere else. Like that location is just
Right,
it's
because
done.
that would be like cool if if we were to look into that, they could leave, if we could buy some of the stuff from them, because
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
that would
Mhm. I mean, I have nowhere to put it currently, but
be right.
Ninja course.
in theory, yeah. Well, and they've got like
I mean, they
it's-
have all
there's a
those, like,
gym
places
or
for
Basketball
the
court.
there's like a gymnastics space in
Yeah.
there. You could have a preschool. People have been asking me for that for the years.
Yeah.
So,
Oh
That
yeah,
would be
I think
really
it's super exciting
cool.
and worth continuing to think about.
yeah.
Now let's explore.
Yeah.
Do a capital campaign.
Yeah.
Right.
It's issues and wants.
That'd be
Enough
great.
debt in this organization.
That's right.
All right, moving on to Natalie's report.
I'll just finish that one up since we're talking about it. Because Little Beans is closing, we're getting phone calls from some of the organizations who run their classes there. So we're acquiring 4 new classes from a group called Fit for Mom. They do like a stroller class and some other movement classes.
My friends do those.
Yeah. So they're coming here. We're also welcoming, this is not from Little Beans, but we're also welcoming 2 new square dancing troops
That's so interesting.
who are going to be running their programs at the community house twice a month. So this is not a class necessarily. It's kind of like a partner program / rental situation. They are like professional square dancers who hire callers, like professional callers, to come out and like do these like, I mean, they do dance like the whole
Can people watch
day.
it?
I think so. Yeah. Because I know I've been working with them, and I know one of them was talking to Laura Downey, and Laura was like, "Can I come like sit in and watch?" And they were like,
watch.
"Absolutely." Yeah, and they like dress up and do their whole thing.
Man,
So that'll
here's your chance. Show it off.
yeah.
You a square dancer?
I retired a long time ago.
Oh,
I promise I would never come
really
back.
A square dancer?
I lived out west for a while.
This is so interesting.
oh well. I would like to see that too.
Yeah, right. Would very much like to see
To
that.
throw in my sport. So anyway, I anticipate we will get more phone calls from the Little Beans displaced organizations. Okay, what else is happening? Bike the Ridge was on October 1st. It was a beautiful day, great turnout.
It was awesome.
Yes. We recently purchased a cornhole game and a giant Jenga. Both were hit, also broken, but now fixed. So, School of Rock did a fantastic job. We had some trouble with our new mixer. We have a new digital mixer. We just bought a brand new sound system like 2 years ago. And we have this fancy digital mixer that connects to an iPad, and so it can be like they can run the sound from anywhere. They're not stuck in a booth. But sometimes it doesn't like to connect to the iPad. So I've sent that back in to the manufacturer for repair. Steve, who runs our sound, had like an old manual mixer up in the attic, so he grabbed that and it was okay. But we started a little bit late. Food trucks did really well. All of them seemed busy the whole day. All in all, it was a great event. Thanks to Mike Miro and all involved in the coordinating. Fall Frenzy will take place at Ridgeville Park this Thursday from 4 to 6 p.m. John McHugh and Friends will perform from 4:30 to 6 p.m. They are a country folk band. We will offer pumpkin painting, a candy scavenger hunt, arts and crafts, Firehouse Grill is joining us with pizza, wings, and beverages. This is usually a pretty popular event, so I'm looking forward to a good sized crowd.
So who staffs it besides you?
Well, it depends on who I can wrangle. This year I've got a couple of my summer staff coming out to help pass out candy. Marcos and Felipe will be there. I think Marlon plans on being there. So it's just a matter of getting it all set up, and then it's kind of just run around and make sure all the candy buckets are filled. And yeah, it's fun. It's a fun one. Flannel Fest. We're gearing up for a new event called Flannel Fest. Marlon had done something like this at a previous park district and suggested it now that we've got our, now that the vendors can sell alcohol. The event will be at Ridgeville Park on November 10th from 6 to 8 p.m. We've secured beer from 3 local breweries. The plan is to offer $20 cups for folks ages 21 and up. The event will feature 2 fire pits, games, and food from Firehouse Grill. We're also looking into booking a musician to play jazz guitar. So we're going to do this here on the side of the building.
Cool.
It'll be an adult-only event. I have tried adult events in the past with not much luck. I'm hoping that beer's exciting and that will bring the folks out. So
Definitely help.
so we'll see. Yeah, for sure. So yeah, I hope y'all come. If not, we'll just have a lot of beer to drink. It's been donated from some breweries. Half-day workshops are going well. We started with the first one was a full-day workshop on October 4th. Victoria Livingston is offering the arts and crafts workshops here, and Vince Martinez is assisting. First one was sold out. The rest of them are just about sold out. That was kind of a last-minute switch. JC Herman had been leading those the past couple of years, and she was not able to do it this year due to her job. So I didn't have a Ridgeville-sponsored half-day activity, but we were going to partner with Sweat Sports. They did not get enough registration, so they have since canceled theirs, and I found Victoria, and all is well. So those went really well, and with Sweat Sports, I think we're going to try to pivot into like an after-school sports program instead, so we're working that out. Studio 908 Fall Session 1 and 2. Fall Session 1 just ended. Fall 2 begins next week. Registration so far is looking good. We're offering 20 plus classes again, and I anticipate that most of them will run. I'll update you on that once I know for sure. Garden to Table is wrapping up. The class will begin clearing the beds and covering them with straw. Laura Downey is working with volunteers to close up Elks Park Community Garden as well. That's it.
Any questions, comments for Natalie? Alright, moving on to the treasurer's report.
Okay. Cook County Clerk has processed the tax extension and had us verify that the data looks right in their database. That's one of the steps in generating the property tax bills. So that's usually a sign that the bills are going to be going out in a few weeks. And that would be consistent with their announcement a couple months ago that they'd be issued by November 1st with the due date of December 1st. The delays, if you recall, started back in the assessor's office and have filtered through the Board of Review's office and the clerk's offices. This is our second year of significant delays in receiving property tax revenues. In my packet is the report. It says draft because this is not the public version of the report, but once they issue the tax bills, the draft comes off, and this is a publicly accessible document that explains the tax extension process, shows the details on it. Looking at it, we basically did a pretty good job of guesstimating how much tax we could ask for. We might have asked for about $1,600. They said $2,000 in the report. If we had asked for just a little bit more, we probably could have gotten it before the P-tail calculations would have clipped our ask down. So the fact that we got within 0.2% of the full amount we could have gotten said we did a pretty good job at guessing at what the amount was we could ask for. Probably the more significant number is the fact that the new law that gives us an adjustment for prior years uncollected taxes, it gave us $12,775 above and beyond what we asked for in the levy. that's kind of free money to us, so we maybe left the 2,000 on the table, but we got the 12,755 instead. Sikich was in on the 21st to do their on-site visit. We answered all their questions and gave them all the documents they wanted. They also reached out to Charlie and got information from him, and they told me that they would be in contact with each one of you commissioners, which is typical. Just if you didn't get anything from Sikich, please check in with Marlon, because it's critical that you've gotten that packet of information requested, that you filled it out and sent it back.
I haven't gotten it.
I
I don't think anybody's gotten it yet.
Okay, then check with Marlon so he can follow up with them, because they will not issue the final report until the commissioners' responses are back in hand. The regular monthly reports, there were 2 of them included, the appropriations ledger and the report of revenue of appropriations. Appropriations ledger now has budget information on it because the levy was passed, so we can track our performance relative to budget. The revenue side, the revenue budget hasn't been passed yet. That happens in December, so that's just reporting raw numbers but no comparative data for the budget to show what we're doing. But bottom line, we've spent so far in the fiscal year about $280,000 and brought in about $75,000 in revenues. So we've got a shortfall of about $205,000. We've been funding the operations by delving into our reserves. So far I've had to transfer about $253,000 out of investment balances into the daily operating accounts. And that's how we're getting by until the tax revenues come in. Looking at the expenditures, it's a bit unusual in a few categories. We've used up 2/3 of the year in part-time wages in the general fund. Other categories of note are on the recreation side, the program supplies, partner camps, program wages, and program promotion expenses are running stronger than we'd expect if money got spent evenly each month, which it doesn't. Summer camp activities tend to surge our spending in these categories in the summer months, and that's probably explaining why those are ahead. If we look at where we were last year at this time, our spending level is about the same, so we're pretty much on track for a normal year, even though we got some variations in a few categories. The other unusual category on the recreation side was in the vehicles and equipment account, and I think that's because of a big purchase of equipment for the new truck. So that was kind of, it's not something that spreads out evenly, but gets clumped at the time of a big expenditure. On the outstanding items report, that's the other regular monthly reporting handout, it's a bit longer than it would normally be and a little bit confusing because it's got some entries on there that would normally wash off but haven't been able to because the audit results aren't available yet. But there are things that can be gleaned from the report. So the lined out items you can disregard because I think those are going to go away once we get the audit results. When we print it out like this, it's black and white. My version was in color. I had some yellow items in there. Those are the ones that I did that at the office. Okay. So, so the yellow ones are items that have been sitting, they're unapproved purchases. So you have not voted to approve these expenditures, and they've been sitting as outstanding items for more than 2 board meetings. And by policy, the auditors want to see action taken on those items at this point by the board. Typically, the action would be to write them off. The RentRight tools, 3 of them involve RentRight tools for $440, $220, and a credit of $115. Marlon had told me he has the documentation for those purchases done back in August, and I thought they were going to be on the petty cash report tonight. That's what I was told was going to happen, but they're not there. So you can either take a vote to write those off tonight or defer those for another month, waiting for them to show up on the petty cash report next month. I don't have a strong recommendation one way or the other on those, but
move
I've
we
seen the
defer.
documentation. I think they're gonna get resolved.
Does this need a motion?
If you choose to act on them tonight, yes. If you choose to just let it ride for another month, you know, it's a policy decision by you. But I don't know that it requires a vote, just that I brought it to your attention so we can have it in the minutes and let the auditors know we talked about it. But we can wait and see if it gets on the bills report next month to resolve. Alternatively, you make a motion directing me to write them off now.
I'm inclined to just push it to next month.
Let's defer it, it's only $600.
Yeah.
The $100 one is gonna need a motion and gonna need to be written off. This was a transaction that took place on August 3rd. Apparently nobody can find any documentation for what the transaction was for. The transaction on the bank statement has a little bit additional descriptive information. It says it was a PayPal payment, but nobody knows who was paid by PayPal. We could dispute the charge with the bank. However, given the length of time that's passed, the bank's answer might be, you're too late, because legally you're supposed to let them know within 30 days of a bank statement that you've got a disputed item.
It's a $100 item, right?
$100 item. You know, the question is, how much time, energy, and effort do we want to spend trying to track down the $100 item when the end result may be it was either a legitimate purchase by us that just nobody documented or kept track of well.
I just realized Abby was here. Because that was early August, right?
Yeah,
We
it was
haven't-
August
We
3rd.
haven't asked Abby.
Yeah, this probably fell in the cracks of all the staff turnover in the position between Jung, Abby, and Mari coming on board, plus the changeover in fiscal year. You know, everybody's busy in the summer and things got a little hectic. But we would have maybe normally seen this a little more escalated last month if the normal reports were out, but they're not because we're locked down in the transition from one fiscal year to the other. So July and August information is hard to get more timely than tonight. It should have been caught, but again, it was just, I think the training of the new staff, just they didn't realize what they're supposed to be looking for on the bank statements and things.
I'd like to make a motion, we write this one off.
Mitchell seconds.
The $100.
Yes.
Any other commissioner discussion?
Nope.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Oh, done. Motion passes.
The items in red, what do I say there? Lost my place. Oh, okay, and then there's just a couple of items that are highlighted in red that we kind of know what's involved with those. Just need to do a little bit more research and discussion with the office to know what to do to fix them. We don't have to take any action on them tonight, but they add to the length of the report. But they're going to get resolved by the next go around on this. That's it.
Cool. And that's just 4 items.
Yeah.
And
I mean, really, it's a net difference of a penny on the IMRF side. Basically, what got charged is a penny different than what got approved.
yeah.
What's the right number? What I do know happens with the IMRF is there's a penny rounding error in the process all the time.
Yeah.
And when we change staff, they always get confused about how they're supposed to handle the penny. So I think that's all that is, but
Cool.
we'll figure that out and get it resolved. And Evanston Organics, they know they put something in petty cash that they meant to do in general or vice versa, but the way they've handled the correcting of it has created 2 problems instead of closing out the problem. So we'll talk about that and get that figured out too.
Okay.
So we haven't had a chance to do that with them.
All right.
That's it.
Right. Anybody have questions for Jerry? All right, moving on. We have no old business. We have no new business.
Wait, do I have, what about the Ready Committee? Can I ask that in old business or?
That's not on the agenda. We should have put it on the agenda. So let's talk about it.
What's going on?
So we are in the final stages of finalizing the contract with Aisha. I talked to Marlon about it today. So hopefully it's done this week, and then probably circle with Aisha, make a game plan moving forward. Let's put it on the agenda for next month.
And JC
JC,
is gone.
yeah, I think she resigned.
Would that be new business, Matt?
Sure. Anything further on the Ready Committee? Or Ready in general? Alright. Moving on to the call of the commissioners. Julie, you want a roll call?
Sure. Diana Anton,
I don't have anything.
Amanda DePalma,
Nothing.
Sean Jones,
Thank you for a great Bike the Ridge. That's all.
It was really awesome.
Yeah, I echo that comment. I had a blast. Out early and I'll enjoy it. Citizen comments? Hearing none. Move to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Bye.
That's
Aye.
the shortest one I did too.
7:32.